Disclaimer: this review or discussion is based on opinion and information that is already known to the public. The information may be alleged, but the commentary and opinions are very much true.
Hello, I come back. I'm back, guys, and I've had the craziest 2 weeks, week and a half, and it felt like forever. But actually, I'm back, and having to promise yourself consistency, and then that 1 week, just starting out your YouTube channel, and then that 1 week just like drives you insane, and there's literally nothing you can do but just surrender. That's what I went through. But anyway, let's do episode 4 of Pastor's Wives Season 2. Let's get it! So in episode 4, it starts out with Unandi with her family. They were doing a TikTok video. It was just a nice moment, a beautiful moment. And I think abo the Mlombis, I'll actually look out for them on TikTok, because Unandi was just saying, Futi, actually, sometimes you have fun, right? And then you find yourselves having certain accounts that just go viral, or they bring opportunities. So she was just mentioning that as well, that it might be a TikTok video, but they're creating between memories and hustling. So that was just the gist of it all. They were in a beautiful garden, with her husband, just being cute and all. And then thereafter, she received a call from Unoluvo. Unoluvo was just like, girl, just like last week, I missed out on the actual cookout that I wanted to be a part of and watch. But yeah, that's just another story for another day. So I also have to depend on Unoluvo, I guess, for the tea on what really happened. And it seems like Unandi was not invited, or was invited and disinvited, if there's such a word. But yeah, invited and uninvited. So she also had to depend on somebody, for the tea on actually what happened at the cookout. Noluvo did not disappoint. She did not disappoint. She actually said it all. You know what I mean? That, we got there, and Anieti came, I think, 3 hours later. That was like, and I think I have a confession as well. I'm a bad person when it comes to time, and that's what I'm trying to. This year, I'm actually getting better at it. And having to, people that are bad with time, they're usually the ones that cannot stand being stood up or whatever, So I can imagine just being there for 3 hours. I think for me too, I think I know, as in, yeah, I probably would. I probably would chill for 3 hours. Yeah, I'm that person, Shem. Like, first hour, I'd be like, what if they're going through this and that and that? But now the thing is, the phone was off. I think that's another thing, because if the phone is off, then you're thinking to yourself, is this person even coming or considering us? You have all these things in your head. Unlike someone that's like, I'm 5 minutes away, and you know very well that this person is probably just getting dressed up, So yeah, that was the scene between the phone call actually between Unandi and Noluvo. She was just briefing her of what happened at the cookout. So she had to leave for worship practice for singing. So she left the actual event, and Tiri was the one that stayed behind. Yeah. And then it moved to Tiri and Judy. Judy was meeting up with Tiri to consult, with regards to fashion and clothing. Then I think Tiri was also late, and I think that's one thing that was just like ticked off Judy a little bit, but she was okay with it. And they were just chilling, having food, and they were talking about the cookout as well. But Tiri didn't really give much. Like, she was just like, nah, it's just between Anieti and those people that don't like to gossip. Like, so Tiri's not a gossiper. Boo! 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 indaba, and it's imnandi indaba zabantu, you understand? So yeah, but she didn't give much, mighty woman of God, Amandala to you. And yeah, but yeah, they were just there for that. And then, but there's something strange that happened, right? For me, it was so weird. Judy ordered cocktails, right? Strawberry daiquiris for both of them. And the cocktails came. Titi was just like, well, confessional, whatever you call it. She was like, yo, I hope this does not have alcohol because my husband doesn't know Utsidi that drinks alcohol. But then I'm thinking to myself, okay, I didn't see a part where she was actually saying, no, I want a virgin cocktail or whatever. It's like she was just there for whatever Judy's giving her. But at the same time, she was just talking about her husband. And I'm thinking, oh, girl, like, it's okay for you to just say, I don't drink, I don't consume alcohol, and it's fine. So for her to be like, oh, my husband, it was just like, okay, that's weird, but all right, we move. So that was just, yeah, around that. And then they went back to Noluvo Nonandi. Nandi actually advised Unoluvo. Oh, Unoluvo was just like, you know what, once bitten, twice shy, because now Anieti is inviting me to a conference. And regarding what happened at the cookout, I'd really be the one that is a fool peller if I have to do that again and then I get the same result. You know what I mean? So, but Unandi was just like, no, go. It's just that Anieti has a lot of ideas and things that she wants to do, so many of them, but when it comes to execution and planning, there's a little bit of a challenge there. So, but they were just letting Unandi was just letting Unoluvo know, just go, just go and support. But at the same time, she was just like, no, Pela, who's gonna bring me the tea if you don't go? So she was encouraging her for many reasons outside of the fact that just go and support Aniet. So that was it with Ujudi no Tsidi, and then Unoluvo no Nandi. Then we move. Then it goes to Anieti. Anieti goes to visit her firstborn son. And just like a typical mom, you go in there, you just like, hey, stuff in here, just that, just to say, you know what, the mom is here. But I think we can't help it. Like, if you're a mom, you just can't help but like just look around, scan around, and just see if everything is. But yeah, then they had a conversation. I just love Aniet. Like, she's such a wonderful mother. The way she continues to encourage her children and give sound advice to her children, I really, really, really love that. And there was a moment where the son has an opportunity to go overseas. And it was so heartwarming to see that he was concerned about his family, he was concerned about his siblings. Usually when people just get opportunities and they don't really think outside of a lot of things when it comes to responsibilities, especially when the mom and the dad are still alive. So that was really just telling of how Anieta is raising her children, and that is so beautiful. That young man is already family oriented, you know what I mean? So that is so beautiful. That was beautiful to see. And then there was Anieti's conference that they were invited, that Pume and Tidi were invited to. They went there, and it was just, I think, a gathering of women. Then Agneta started preaching, and according to Tidi, she was just on fire. They showed a little clip where she was just talking about how fearfully and wonderfully made, basically, we are. So, Utsidi, apparently, Utij, as in, hey, shut up in my bones. She felt it, and she was just like, Kanek, assoblief, platform here, Then she went up to the stage, and she started also preaching, and she just felt the fire. She said there was fire in the place. She wanted to be a part of it. So yeah, that's what happened. And then after, obviously, the conference where they were just sitting down, they started talking and unpacking about the whole cookout, and there were apologies exchanged. However, then Aniete, I don't know why, but she gifted Utsidi. She said it was a bribe. Actually, she gifted Utsidi and left Unoluvo out. For me, it was like, okay, I did not watch the cookout episode, but I know that they came late and blah, blah, blah. But like for Anieti to not have anything for Unoluvo, just to, like a peace offering, you know what I mean? Nothing. But anyway, that's their business. And then Upume came extremely late. Like she came after the event, she came after it all, and then she came in. And while she was sitting down speaking to the ladies, a friend comes through. Pume's like, how chum? Like, this is my friend. You know, what are you doing here at this event? No, the friend is like, Utembi. Tembi's like, no, I got an invite from Anieti telling me about this event. So, but now I was just like, okay, but this is like, I'm a low maintenance friend, yeah? And I also don't have a problem with my friends hooking up and whatever. But like, can you just give me a heads up? You know, you can't just imagine just me parking and then there's your car next to mine and you don't even know that you and are talking. Like I know we're not possessive like that. But like, can we just have a conversation? Oh, yeah, so Aniete, I'm going to Aniete's event. She invited me to. Oh, okay, cool, friend. You know what I mean? So that was a bit weird, and I think Pume and I like felt the way I would feel, So I don't know what was going through Aniete's mind to go around Pume, but maybe she was just extending the invite because she vibed with Utembi wherever they met, or I just don't know. But that is what happened, and Pume was just so surprised to see her friend there. She was like, "Oh, okay, oh, all right, okay." Okay, right. And then we moved to Pume's friend was having, I think, an event or an opening of a salon. It was a very gorgeous place. And obviously the ladies got time to sit down, recap, you know how it is. And they just, I had to mention, Unandi was just looking exquisite. That dress on her, like everything about that outfit and everything. She just looked, I was like, oh, Nandi, oh, okay. Yeah, I see you. She looked very nice. Like, yeah, I kept just staring at her in that dress and at that event. She looked very nice. And yeah, then they had a sit down. Then they spoke about, I just love, they get together and there's just so many women doing so many things, so it's just beautiful to see. I love that. And yeah, but anyway, they were sitting down discussing everything, and then Judy just extended an invite to them. She's having an event called 7 Streams of Income, and she is inviting them to that event. And yeah, then we went to Adiola, and then just when I was just like, where's Adiola? Then they just showed her yena ne husband yake ukulen. They're just preparing for an album launch. I think Inner Reflections or something like that. Album launch yaga the husband, and they were just talking about the planning. You know how it is, the marquee, food, guests, invites, and everything. And Adiola was adamant in Djibouti. She wants to know who's coming, who's not coming, and all that, and which is rightfully so, So the husband asked Adiola, Adiola asked the husband, who are your guests and whatever, and they mentioned Babringo Madlingozi, that is the name that I know. And then husband wabuza Adiola, wena, are you inviting the wives? Adiola was just like, okay, this is not a party. This is not a party, okay? But and then in my head I'm just like, oh, so they just like, are they just invited when it's like party vibe, or maybe she sees them in that way? Lava, I box them in this area where I'm throwing a party. I know they will come through, but when it comes to other things, I have other people I can invite. So I don't know if they find out about it, how they're going to feel about it. But she was just like, Iget, relax. Okay, the wives, list, not on it. So I was just like, hey, on brand Adiola. No nonsense. So yeah. And then we go to the last scene. Then the day of the event came at Four Ways, a place called The Vibe. Ikaslaga Judy, as she mentioned it, it's her hood. And there was, I think, ladies that Judy invited to just speak about business, to just, I think, inspire, And there was a lady, who spoke about clothing label, and she started it because she was playing golf. She's a golfer, black woman golfer, and she realized that there's not much apparel, when it comes to nice clothing for golf, golf apparel. So, and then she opened her own clothing label, and it is doing extremely well. And that is so inspiring, when you're just listening to someone and you're just like, yo, this person really had this idea. It when you look at it, it's like, oh, okay, but it makes sense, just like the doctors who would have like scrubs in different materials and whatever. In that moment, I didn't think, because sometimes it's just like, I play golf, I'm just going to show up with whatever it is that is required. But for you to just be like, hang on, I like to dress a certain way, and I also like to keep the standard of how it is when it comes to golfing. Then let me just incorporate that. That is a beautiful thing. That was a beautiful marriage. If she was wearing if that was the outfit she was wearing, it was nice. It was beautiful. I liked it. And then Shame Unandi was not feeling well. I could see her, and she was just like drowsy, and she asked to be excused and just go take a nap in the other area at the actual place. And Judy Shame, she just kept coming and just asking if she's okay. And Unali just wanted to be left alone, just to take a nap, because she was feeling, I think she said that she was feeling a bit better when she was napping. So for Judy to come and just be like, all right, girl, was disturbing. But it came from a good place, it came from a good place. She's a host. She needed to make sure that everyone was okay. So I really loved that about Judy and the event. And then there was another lady who came to speak about her business ventures, Teresa. She calls herself Blackanese, or they call her Blackanese because of the BEE status. And then she came and she spoke about her business and how it started. She said the business started when she had an affair. Yeah, when she had an affair, and then because she had everything, her children went to the good schools, she just had everything, the things that we look at with our eyes as success. She had it all. But I think she was lonely because maybe the husband was not around or whatever, and that's when her journey started. She started having an affair, and I think she left. I don't know, she left, but she didn't mention anything. It was just a matter of having an affair, and it was just like, okay, that's an interesting story to say. That's how my jewelry line started, because I think it's a jewelry line because she kept showing the jewelry, and there was a necklace on the table. So, and the jewelry has an evil eye, yay, ha. And they were like, Batung Sisi, seeing our Christ here, okay, and we are pastors' wives, but they didn't say it, obviously utter it out loud, but it was just in the confessionals, like, girl, like, evil eye, and then, so, but yeah, she was just talking about the evil eye, that it carries protection against curses, and if it breaks, then it means the curse has been broken, and, yeah, yeah, like, so it was just one of those things, and everyone was just like, oh, okay. And she gifted them the evil eye. So I'm not sure who took it home, or who prayed on it before she took it, or in the car, rabashete, So I don't know who took it home, who didn't, but they were just like off about it, understandably so, because people have different belief systems, and no one should impose it on anyone else. And if the evil eye is not your thing, like it's not my thing, then let's just leave it there, be okay with the fact that someone says that. And then she mentioned that part of her spiritual journey is helping women understand the divinity in themselves, and she's inviting the ladies to a yoni steaming session. And Usiri is such a prude gem. She was just like, why are you guys talking about vaginas? Why are you talking about sexual intercourse? You know? So in my head, I was just like, how? Okay, married woman, everyone was just like, no, we can freely talk about these things. Maybe to you, like, it's like, okay, that is strange. My husband wouldn't like it if I talk about it. Like, she seems like that person, like, oh, my husband. You ever about my husband? And I'm going to be that girl. One day, if I get married, I sneeze. Oh my goodness, my husband. If he was here, oh my god. Yeah, I'd be those people. Because like she mentioned my husband like quite a few times, and unnecessarily so. Like where you can have your own opinion without having to say my husband. You know what I mean? Like even in that situation about the JJs, like she mentioned my husband. And even in that strawberry daiquiri, she mentioned my husband. There was another area where she mentioned my husband, I think. And I was just like, okay, today, Sandal enjoyed her. Sandal enjoyed her, girl. And that's okay. So yeah, it ended with them just having a vibe at the vibe. And they just were speaking about the whole thing. And yeah. Next week. See you next week. Cheers. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and really thank you for your support and just coming through for your girl. Love you guys.